Well, the idea of high-speed rail in Wisconsin is starting to get on track, and many want to make sure La Crosse is included in the plans. Today, the Department of Transportation got public input on the project. News Channel 8's Cynthia Schweigert joins us now live in our studio with more. Cynthia?
Mike, while the DOT hasn't said whether the high-speed rail line connecting Milwaukee to the Twin Cities would come through La Crosse, Eau Claire, or both, many city leaders came tonight to show support for the connection in our area. And while most of the public at the meeting seemed to support the rail, there are still questions about who will pay for it. The State Department of Transportation is looking to Washington to fund a high-speed rail.
We are assuming that we will be relying heavily on the federal government to fund a large part of both the planning and the construction of these high-speed rail systems.
But they've also gotten suggestions from the public saying tolling our roads is another way to find the money.
Right now we've decided that we're not going to support doing tolling. We're going to look at other options first before we pursue that.
State Representative Jennifer Schilling also says she wouldn't support tolls.
Representing a border community, that would be pretty controversial. I think that we have a lot of people who live in Wisconsin and work in Minnesota.
By 2030, the Department of Transportation is hoping to complete all the phases of the high-speed rail. Now, the first phase would connect Milwaukee to Madison. The final phase would connect Milwaukee to Green Bay. And the second phase, which concerns us the most, would connect Madison to the Twin Cities.
We're in a key area to be sending people to Minneapolis, to Madison, to Chicago.
Others want to make sure they're not being left out.
My concerns are they're just going to hit the highlights of the state, like Eau Claire, La Crosse, Madison, Milwaukee, and they're not going to bring in the small town.
Tonight was the DOT's last meeting for the public, but they are still accepting comments until August 31st.
Thanks, Cynthia. While the high-speed rail is a highlight of the DOT's transportation plan for 2030, they're looking at ways to improve all types of the state's transportation system by that time as well.